Good Lord of mercy. I'm on the screen now. I came in really quick to let y'all know that I'm doing pretty well. Um I'm trying to see how to pin this. Hold on, let me see. I guess. So I dropped the link just in case somebody wanted to come up. It looked like I'm the only person in. I was trying to do it from the video that's actually on YouTube, but it want me to put myself in timeout, and I don't want to time me out. Pin message. Okay. Okay, so I pinned it. All right. So I'm gonna get out of here. So y'all look, this morning I went to Tennessee with one of my good friends, and we had a really good time. We what the world, Lord. I know I ain't put that on my YouTube. But anyway, we went to Tennessee and we went to a place called Cleveland, Tennessee. And the delivery was to Mars. And what is it? The chewing gum people. Anyway, we went there. And so when we got there, I was like, Mars. Ooh, they got the Snickers, the Twix, the M&Ms, and basically everywhere around the place, it was like M&Ms, M&Ms, M&Ms. You seen the sexy M&M, and all of the places like inside the complex were like if you was in the green light, that's the sexy M&M, and they had her up there, honey, and she was sexy to death. So I had a great time with my little ride to Cleveland, Tennessee. Child, on the way back down, my friend was like, "Do you want to stop by Bucky's?" And I was like, "No, I don't want to stop by Bucky's. Only thing I would probably get from Bucky's is some cotton candy, and I can get cotton candy anywhere." So we didn't stop by Bucky's. I was thinking of contemplating on doing the liveness, but I decided against it because I can't commit to anything like that simply because some mornings I feel like it, some mornings I don't. The only reason why I decided to go live today was so that I can stay awake and try and get a good night's sleep. Basically, with I don't know what's going on over there, but anyway, basically with me, I usually be asleep by 7:30, and since I've been up since 4:30, I decided do not go to sleep when we got home around like 2. We went up, we left here like 5, went up to Cleveland, came back and got back to Atlanta around about maybe 1 to 2 o'clock. So I was just like, girl, do not take no nap. Don't do that. You take a nap and it's going to be over for you. You're going to be tired. So I'm up and I said, let me go live. Um, Lately I've been working on like next year. So I don't know if any of you know this, but we have Just Lovely Plans. Sophie is so rude, child. We have Just Lovely Plans, which is another channel. So what I've been doing is I've been getting my 2024 calendars and traveler's notebook and things of that nature together. Someone, hey, just Andrea. Someone asked me what I wanted for Christmas, and I said I wanted some material because my goal is to make me a new traveler's notebook. I used to do Foxy Fix, and Foxy Fix went out of business with the C19. So I can't go back there and order me a personalized traveler's notebook. And So I decided that I'm going to go ahead and make my own traveler's notebook. That's the plan. So I explained to my friend that I need him to purchase me some material. I need some eyelets. I need um some cord and the material, and I'm just gonna make my own traveler's notebook. And I'm thinking about doing it over on the planner channel. So once I decide what I'm gonna do, and when I get all the material, I'll come and let anyone who's interested over here know that I will be going live on Just Lovely Plans, and I will be sharing my making that. Also, it's a new year. I have two happy planners that I'll be working in this year. So, what I've been doing lately is I've been working on, you know, my spreads, my planner spreads, my things of that nature, and I've been sharing with people like tip-in stickers and stuff like that. People been asking me if I can make cover pages for their planners. Like one of my mods, she's not in here, but she wants me to help her out with her traveler's notebook. So I've been doing that behind the scenes too. So if you're anything like me and you're a planner and you love working in your planner, even if you just like simple plans and just document what you got coming up so you can stay organized. We friends. We right here. We right here. We right here. What else happened? I was over looking at Lady Nika, and Lady Nika was talking about things like the scams and things that people are running on people, and how she said these men were trying to run her down in the parking lot at Target to get her to smell this fragrance that I guess they were going to try and sell it to her. And the whole time when she was telling the story, I was thinking to myself, like, oh, what if they had some type of knockout drug on now and she sniffed it and it knocked her out? And that's exactly what she said that been going on in her city when she looked at the news. Y'all be careful when it comes to things like that. I used to be guilty of giving people my time and energy and paying, giving them my time and smelling fragrances out there. But since they be talking about trafficking and things of that nature, I kind of been steering away for those type things. Also, one day we were getting gas and it was this lady and she had two kids with her, and she was like, "We're trying to get donations for their football team." Well, it seemed like the football uniforms was not matching. They just had little stuff that they probably had in their arsenal from years ago because it was too small. It wasn't matching. And if you just need donations and you using your kids to do it, at least be honest with the people and let them know what's going on. Stop lying. When I tell y'all, the people be lying, they be lying. They be lying. Just be honest and tell people you need help. I come on here begging all the time, and I tell y'all all the time that I need help. I don't see nothing wrong with it. If you honest, you may not get what you looking for, but at least somebody is willing to assist. And that's it. That's all. And I'm not ashamed that I be big. What else? What else? I kind of been losing interest in the beauty sector a little bit because I can see the wrong in people, and I hate being I don't want to be the one to tell people when they right or wrong because that ain't none of my business. But I can truly understand the plight that Ronnie Q was saying when she was like, basically, I said that both of them was wrong when it came down to the Ness and Pizza situation when it comes to their children. And she was saying, I was saying that both of them was wrong. So I know she out. Bye, go. Mm. So I understood where she was coming from, and I didn't understand like if people gonna run and tell somebody what somebody said on their live video. Cause right now we got three people. If Pizza was to go live today and cuss me out, at least give her the facts. That's all I'm asking for. It just seemed like y'all were like went over there and said, "Ooh, Ronnie, cute dog, you out." Basically, she was dogging both y'all ass out, and when she wasn't on nobody's side from what I heard Pizza saying was people taking up for Ness. It's really hard for me to know whether or not Ness is talking about the sound bites because I don't even darken that damn door over there. I don't watch Ness. How would I know if she talking about your children? The only way I could know that is basically by hearsay or what you say. And I'll take your word on it. But hell, I don't heard you talk about hoes. I have. And I did agree. And see, this is the part right here I can say I agree that the child is looking at the live simply because they want to get an idea or have some type of connection with the parent because they don't live with the parent. They'll leave all that out and say that I disagree with the he look like he gonna be in the community. They'll leave all that out. The part where I said I agree, he look at your lies simply because he can have a connection. But I disagree with I'm with um Randy Q when it comes to this. How can you tell if somebody gonna be a part of the community? Oh, I gotta guess, y'all. Let me put up my Bama. Hold on. Shit. I know who it is. Hold on. Hi,
Hey, Just Lovely, how you feeling?
girl. The same, always in pain.
Okay, okay. Well, you ain't had time to go home. Make me what's called have you?
No, and you know what? No matter what I try and do, my brother is always gonna try and keep me at home over here.
Okay,
He
okay,
gonna keep me over here because he don't want me to be home and alone.
well, that's good. That's good. You should be with family. They help take
Yeah,
care of
so he want me to be here with my aunt so she can have an eye out on me.
you. Okay. So I had a question for you. Did you see on the Instagram or YouTube about the transgender woman that died?
No, girl, what happened?
Well, the transgender woman, the hotel manager killed her.
Wait.
Mm, yes,
So you're saying that a transgender woman was
yes,
killed by a hotel manager?
yes.
Was it because?
After they had oral sex,
Ooh, wait. So the transgender do it to them?
girl, he killed her. So he said he didn't know that she was a. He only found out after they had sex. I'm
Mm,
confused. I'm confused because because in California they have a new law that like I was listening to Tasha K, and so I put it on my community wall on my Instagram because in California, if you beat up a trans woman, it's a hate crime. Okay, so it's automatically 10 years. But if me and my boyfriend get in a fight, it's called domestic violence, and he ain't gonna get that many years. And I'm the one who can give life. So I'm confused about why is their life better than our life, who are women who can give natural, who can have babies instead. I'm just asking some questions today.
and girl, let me tell you something. Oh, so this one ain't upgraded. Let me tell you something.
Mhm.
When it came down to the whole Mr. Carruthers and
Yeah.
what they were saying about Mr. Carruthers or whatever, honestly, I was like, I understood how Mr. Carruthers probably felt. Now,
Mhm.
whenever I've been on TikTok, I saw that it was this person on TikTok, and I was saying, "Oh my God, that's a nice looking dude." And
Mhm.
then you know how you might not follow that person, but you'll remember the person face simply because they may go live or not go live. But then you might go back over on TikTok a few days later, and
Mhm.
then they have another video that comes up in your feed. So
Mhm.
basically, when they had came back up, they was talking about how they went to jail and they put them on the men's side. So I'm like, well, what they supposed to? I'm saying they supposed to put you on the man's side. You a man. And they was like, and I was listening and listening and listening, and come to find out they trying to transition. Do you know, Andrea, if that person was to have came to me and asked me out on a date based on the way that they looked, I
Mhm.
probably would have thought that they were a man, and I would have been so mad that I would have wanted to fight them.
Yes. So this will me and my friend who was having the argument. We was having the argument. I feel like you're taking my choice away.
That's what I feel.
I feel like you're taking my choice, and I feel like I'm not against anybody, whatever you gay, straight, trans, it don't matter. But at the end of the day, don't we as people got a right to know what are you? If you're claiming that you're a natural born woman or you're a natural born man, don't you taking my choice away?
At least let me know up front. Look,
Yes. At least
I, I
let me
see
know
you're
that.
a nice looking person.
Mhm.
I would love to take you out on a date, but I do have to let you know that I was born a woman too.
Right.
Just give me that. Let me have that. I don't
So
want to be. I
I
don't
don't
want to
want to be
be in the
tricked or
dark.
bamboozled. I don't want to be tricked or bamboozled. Or
And I
if
feel like you being tricked and bamboozled.
I mean, I could understand what William was saying back in the day. You didn't know, but at the same time, it's the shame if you was messing with somebody who was trans.
Exactly.
So my
And
thing
see,
is,
right today it's really hard. Like I said, all that time I was watching that person, and I kept looking at them, and I was like, wow, this actually, I thought that this was a man.
mm-hmm,
I thought this was a man. But then they was like, oh, we thought that it was a woman. You know, they even thought it was a man because they put him on the man's side of the jail.
mm-hmm,
So it is the way, you know, with today's technology, um the hormones that they could take. See, back
yes,
in those days, in what he said 20 years ago, so right now I'm 49, so 20 years ago I would have been 29,
mm-hmm,
and that would have been like late 90s. So basically, I think back then you could tell the difference between naturally born woman and man.
right, right.
So you know,
I
child.
be I be on TikTok looking at wig reviews, okay? And a couple times I was like, oh, that wig look nice on you. And then they take the wig off and they have motherfucking man. I said, oh my god. So so I'm like, uh, it's a lot.
That's why I feel like in today's time now,
Mm-hmm.
today's time, if you be tricked, then it, you got bamboozled,
Right.
because it's really hard to tell the difference between if they going about it like they be talking about Lady Dimples. If
Mm-hmm.
Lady Dimples went hard and tried to actually say that I want to be trans and go through all the necessary steps, then I'm quite sure that Lady Dimples can actually hide it. Now, do you watch Charles? What's that name? When she be like, "Come get your plate."
Um, where on TikTok or
On
Instagram?
TikTok. I see them on TikTok mainly, but it's a late. They say it looked like a man,
Mm-hmm.
and then he got like a little young boyfriend, and he be fixing the food, and all this time I be like, "That's a man." Do he know that's a man? Cause that's a man. I could tell they look like a man. And then, lately a lot of people been debating like whether or not it's a real man or a woman. I honestly think it's a guy.
Am I thinking? Don't we have a right? Don't we have a right to know? Are you trans? I mean, don't we have a right to know? Because I feel like when you people be bamboozled and tricked in the rage in them afterwards, and then they gonna be ridiculed, call them gay. I've been saying that the reason they killing them because they don't want the shame of it.
And that's what, I look at a lot of true crime. And there was this guy, he was actually deported back to Canada from the
Mhm,
United States because he had did something here. But when he was deported back to Canada, he
mhm,
went to a club and he met this lady named Tracy. And when Tracy, um did sexual things or whatever, and
mhm,
then he asked Tracy, can he go down on Tracy? And
mhm,
Tracy was like, yes. But when he looked down, now Tracy had all these scarring, because I'm assuming Tracy went on and got the surgery. So
okay.
Tracy had all these scarring and things that look foreign. And the man killed Tracy and put Tracy in the hotel closet, child.
Ooh, ooh,
And then when he went back, he was just so distraught. He went out and found him somebody else, came back, and the lady went in the closet and seen Tracy in the closet dead,
uh-huh.
and she said, "Did you kill them?" And then he said, "Yes, because they told me there was a woman, but actually they were born a man." That lady said, "Okay, I gotta go," and left. And eventually they had asked her to come and, testify in court. But
Mhm.
she told her side, she said she didn't go to the police because she didn't want nothing to do with that. But they locked him up, and the person who was doing the video was like, "This is a hate crime. This is a hate crime." And I'm saying to myself, why is it a hate crime? Wasn't it hateful for Tracy not to tell him that she was a man?
It's,
And I
it,
understand exactly where you come from. If I was to kill my husband
mhm.
and say that it was due to domestic violence, I'm probably gonna get life or death. But if somebody killed me, or I kill somebody because they got mad because I said that I was born a man, but I'm actually born a woman, then they'll say, "Oh, they were trying to hurt you because it would have been a hate crime." Do you think that people can get off like that?
Well, automatically, for Q killing a transgender, that's you automatically get 10 years. So my thing is, if you get a domestic violence, because I've been in domestic violence, and the guy who hurt me, he got 10 years. The only reason he got 10 years because he took a plea deal. Okay, so
Hmm.
what I'm saying was, if I'm the one who could give life, and this is a transgender. Basically, what they're saying, what California is saying to me, his life is more important than mine, and I can give life.
Oh, okay. I see
You
what
see what I'm saying? You see what I'm
you're
saying?
saying.
So so is it? And look, my friend brought it to my attention. You know what he said? The reason that this situation is upside down, backwards, because we have embraced the community and had good Judies and hung out with them, and so now they think they are more important than us.
And for a long time, I had the issue with the cisgender thing, and I've always, and like I said, I've had friends that were born male and they were,
Mhm,
trans or
mhm,
whatever, and I've had those friends.
mhm.
And I wanted to look at them as if they were equal, and I didn't want nobody to mistreat them. But at the same time, I don't want nobody to diminish who I am simply
Exactly.
because Real women that don't think it's okay. Yes, Miss B. I don't want nobody to make me feel like I'm less than you simply
Right.
because you feel like you were born a certain way.
I'm not trying to diminish the transgender women, but damn it, I'm a natural born woman and I can give fucking life. You mean your life is more important than mine? I got a problem with that. And when I realized that California got that damn law, I was like, what? I lived in
Right.
California and I did not know they had that damn law.
So you was on the opposing end and your friend was on pro.
No, my friend was saying the reason this law is upside down is because y'all women, your natural born women, have embraced the community, and now they think they up there with y'all.
So let me ask you this. In
Mhm.
California, when your kids are in elementary school, do they use pronouns like them, they, him, or
Yes. Yeah, they started to push that agenda now. Back in the day, they did it, but now they're doing that. I don't like it. And my daughter worked at the school, and what she was saying was, I, as my grandson, she said, I'm his mother. I do not. My mom, me, and her dad did not allow her to watch gay shows, anything like that, because I feel like it's my opportunity to talk to my child. Now they're pushing that agenda on our children, and she does. I have a problem with that.
and it's in cartoons too.
Yes, it's in
It's in
cartoons.
cartoons
It's
too.
in
I think
cartoons. It's
it's
in
too
movies.
soon to introduce things like that to children.
Yes, I do too, and I feel like even when it came to like sex scenes, my mom used to do. She used to put her hands over our eyes
Yes.
and say no, and she said no. That's not what she gonna watch. But the thing is, I'm gonna be honest. I don't have a problem with gay people. My brother is gay, so I don't have a problem with gay people. But at the end of the day, is I'm that my brother didn't come around and bring his lover and they hugging all over each other in front of my kids. No, he didn't. He was respectful. It was my opportunity to talk to my children about it, not the schools or I'm their parent.
I definitely understand. I do.
And I just
And
feel
that's
as
what I've been trying to say. I've been saying that, but I didn't want it to come off as being homophobic or anything like that.
I'm not homophobic. I'm not homophobic. My brother is gay, okay? But let me say something. At the end of the day, I'm still religious. At the end of the day, I love my brother. I love him. With death do us part. That's my brother. But that don't mean I got to and I got to he got to have his lifestyle pointed in my children's face, because I just feel like it's our opportunity to raise our kids the way we want to. This is why children are out of hand. They think, see, back in the day, we might have had CPS, but we didn't use it against our parents. Oh,
Miss B, I said that too.
we didn't use
Miss B
CPS.
said it's a new generation sexualizing cartoons. I'm 50 years old and just looking at Bert and Ernie as gay. And then, I saw somebody mention this years ago when they said Bert and Ernie was gay. And I was like, wow, they could be. And see, that was an actual children's show.
Yeah.
Now, when I started looking at South Park,
Hmm.
and South Park shows a whole lot of stuff, but then I had to realize that South Park was an adult show.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, South Park is an adult show.
Hmm.
One of my favorite episodes of South Park is when the guy, I think that he was losing at all of the sports and he wanted to actually win, so he started competing with women, and he said that he was trans, and that right there opened my eyes because I'm like, oh wow, we're going through this right now. She said I had no thought about it. Yeah, right, right, right.
I be when I be seeing that kind of stuff, I said, "Oh, Jesus." I'll be
Hey,
telling
Misty Butterfly.
I be telling my kids, turn the TV off, turn the TV off, just turn the TV off, turn the TV off, turn the TV off, go outside and play. Mm-mm. Go outside and play. I was like, this sometimes it's too much information you don't need right now.
Someone brought it up to me, Miss B. So that's what made I wouldn't have never realized. I just would have thought it was, two of my favorite Sesame Street characters, and I wouldn't have never thought about them like that. But someone brought that to my attention, and I was like, you could be right. Yeah, South Park is definitely a adult show. It was on the Adult Swim, so basically, yeah. But some of the things that South Park, you could like South Park and The Simpsons. It's like they forewarn us as to what that agenda that's going to be pushed. Cause you can't tell me that they ain't got no tarot reader over there at The Simpsons, and I feel like either people are swayed to do the things that's shown on The Simpsons, so it can kind of look like this was gonna be meant to be. Especially when Trump came down that escalator, I'm like, oh,
Yes. But the thing is, it's like I just think some things should not be in the schools for children. Kids should be, um,
I think things should be left to the parent to,
yes.
give their child. But then you have to think about it too. A lot of conversations that we feel like adults should have with children, they never have. I don't know. I don't think my parents ever really gave me the sex talk.
Mine didn't either. Mine didn't either, but my older sister did, and my girlfriends did. Okay,
Right.
so
So that's where I got it from.
so that's why I when I had kids, I was gonna be proactive. I talked about it. They learned about STDs, HIV. I was my girlfriend was bringing them Ebony and Ebony and Jet magazines to work, and she would give them to me, and so I would come home and read them to my kids. Okay, so I'll read them Jet, and I would tell my daughter HIV is the highest one in the black community, so she knew that shit early age. Okay, condoms. I talk about that with all of them. I was open more than my own parents was. So I
Yeah,
learned,
because they didn't tell me that.
yeah. So I learned. I was telling my daughter, I was reading them. I would bring them the magazines home and say, read them. See what they say in these magazines. And so I felt like I was more proactive than my own parents was. I'm glad of that. But at the same time, sometimes too much information children don't need.
But you know what's funny that you brought that we having this conversation because my friend that I used to work with at Delta, he has like a logistics, and I was telling y'all about it earlier on. She said my mother signed me up. Yeah, that's how honey, they did that too. And then it's so funny. Well, let me go with this. So he has like a small logistics company where he owned like a cargo van,
Mhm.
and he get deliveries that he pick up here, and then he might have to take it. I've been with him twice. We went to Anderson, South Carolina, and today we went to Cleveland, and he's gay, and we talked about the things that we did as young adults, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So basically, my grandfather, he lived in Florida. Anytime I got mad at my family, I'd jump in my car and I'd be headed to the east coast of Florida, all the way down to the bottom. And I just get in my car and I just drive, drive, drive. Back then gas was 89 cents a gallon. So basically, I'm saying to myself, like, thank God I'm still here to be here because I used to do some risky things. Like I used to be on the road driving by myself. I used to be stopping at these gas stations. And then I
Exactly.
look at all these true crime stories and see how people are actually winding up dead simply because they taking chances in life.
Mhm. Mhm.
And
I
these are not cases from these days. These true crimes, these people be going all the way back to cases from the 80s,
Mhm.
70s. And these are the things like hitchhiking, things like that. And so, and he was telling me all the things he used to do as a young gay.
Mhm.
And I was like, good grief. And he was like, but those was the days that we thought we was careful. And I was telling him, I was like, but today we got our kids here, and they think the things that they're doing is being careful too. And we can't say that it's a rougher time, because it's always been rough for people.
Right. But the thing is, I think I'm kind of person. You have to show me that my ass is just dumb. Now I know, because when I went to the gas station and experienced some man trying to talk to me, and I wasn't interested in him talking to me, and he was verbally abusive to me. That's the last time I went to the gas station late at night.
And that's what he was telling me too, because it's a gas station up the street from me. And
Mhm.
he was just like, and see, he don't stay that far. So he was like, do you know that gas station up the street from you where you at? I say, yeah. He was like, oh, I believe them guys in there was trying to rob me. And then I was like, why you say that? And he was telling me how they actually follow him because he drive a nice car.
Mhm.
And he was like, they follow him. They didn't have nothing. And he bird watching. And he's like, oh, that little young boy got a big one. Then he said he looked again, and he figured like it was a gun. I was like, oh, talking about with an extended clip, and he was gonna get Mr. Earl. I was like, you is so crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we did things reckless, but you know, it's dangerous out here. My own two kids, they have their gun license. They carry their guns because it's dangerous. And I be worried till my daughter get home and my son get home. I be texting like, okay, if I fall asleep, text me. Make sure you got home.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm just saying it's dangerous out here, and you don't, and people walking up to you, especially when it goes to the gas station. I do not go to the gas station if somebody was already there and he touched it. Now I'm going to another one because you don't know what people be doing now.
Yeah, it's real. It's messed up. But see, I had to actually curve what I say about today and think about the way that I did things too. I like Miss B said, I still can be reckless.
Yes,
Like
yes.
I my friend, we've been friends for years, but I hadn't talked to him in at least 2 years, but I've been getting on the road with him. Who knows, honey, this man could be a fool that's trying to kill me. But no, he loves some Sophie. I
Mhm.
had gave him my old dog Junior. So basically he wants another doggy. So I'm gonna try and help him get another dog.
Mhm.
Look, Sophie, what is your issue?
Like, I think we can still be reckless at times, but as the time is, we know wisdom and we know it's certain things we're not gonna be doing.
But could you imagine like how parents used to probably worry? I know that next year I'll be 50.
Mhm.
And when I was like 16, there was not a such thing as a cell phone. So could you imagine me telling my mom, "Oh, I'm going to the," because we had a team club. So I'm
Mhm.
going to the club, and then I probably decide, "Oh, I'm gonna spend the night at my friend's house."
Oh, see, my mama didn't play that. Oh no, no, no. She took us everywhere. She if we going somewhere, she gonna drop us off and pick us up. She didn't spend. We didn't get to spend night at people's houses. Only people we can spend night at house with our cousin's house.
Miss
So she
B, look, that's how people be eyeing me. They be like, "Oh, you're unapproachable because you be looking real mean and you look like you don't play." I don't know.
I tell it
When
to
we
my daughter,
went like
why you look so damn mean? Why you always look so mean?
when we were in Tennessee today, it was like, I don't know. It looked like we was in the Tennessee is full of mountains. So it
Okay.
looked like we were in how can I explain this? reckless without a cell phone. Y'all remember payphones?
Yes.
Hold on, Andrea. I don't know what Sophie want from me. She being mean. What you want, Sophie? You being mean. It kind of like that. Well, we have
The sales administration.
That's what you want.
I mean, it's the factory guys that usually get laid off. Now that's what's supposed to be.
Mean.
Yeah, now that's what I figured out.
She mean. Yes. My aunt cooking. She said, "Do you eat fried okra?" I surely do. I would love to have some.
Okay.
She said, girl, let me tell y'all, can I tell y'all story time? All right, so we had a club here in Atlanta called Sharon Showcase. And most of the times, all my friends will meet up at my house and
Mm-hmm.
we would go. And like when it first opened, it was a teen club.
I don't.
It was a teen club when it first opened. So, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, because I'm in my office. Okay, so it was a teen club when it first opened, and it used to be maybe seven of us. And it wasn't really far from my house, but I could say it was probably like maybe 3 miles. But if you walking, teenagers walking, we gonna try and get there the best way we can. So we used to hitchhike.
Mm.
And one time we had it, but it's seven of us. We thought that was safe, right? This man could have had a pistol, anything. Well, we think we safe because it's seven of us, and we can jump him if we had to. But we get in the car, and when we get out the car, these two girls in the car done got this man for all his money.
Oh.
They have a clue. That sound like our after hours, Miss B. She said it was down the dirt roads. That sound like our the Sharon Showcase. It was like in a plaza on the main road, and eventually, I think by the time I turned like 18, they started having 21 or older. So you had to have a band if you was over 21, so you can go to the bar. It kind of messed it up for us, but she used to always have like back in the day, it used to be songs like, I guess artists like Splat Pack. Um, they used to always come up there and perform. So basically, you wanted to actually, be able to, um, be a not a this wasn't twerker. You wanted to be a shake dancer.
Mm-mm.
She said only 2 miles, girl. We had to ride 20 minutes. They were gonna get y'all. Yes, they were gonna get us killed, girl. But y'all be careful out there because it's Christmas. The people are scamming. I think that these people are doing way worse than what they used to be doing.
Yes. And
Like,
you okay? Can I ask you a question? I know.
mhm.
So the Atlanta, remember when they would kill them little girls? Y'all wasn't scared when y'all was hitchhiking?
That wasn't happening then. That was over. You mean the Atlanta child murderer?
Yeah, yeah.
That wasn't happening then. And then see with the Atlanta child murderers, I don't think they got the right person. I don't think Wayne Williams was the only perpetrator. I think a lot of those crimes was done by the Ku Klux Klans or white haters because they was killing kids in projects and things like that.
Mhm.
But basically in the neighborhood that I grew up in, um they wasn't on my side of town. I could say that it wasn't him. It wasn't. They wasn't on my side of town. And then when I was growing up
Mhm.
and that was actually going on,
Mhm.
my my family, we couldn't leave the yard.
Okay.
So when I had became a teenager, that was over and done with. They had called themselves, solving the crimes. There's a lot of kids probably ain't even been, um, been found or whatever,
Okay.
and they still out there. Probably their parents and family. I might do a true crime on that because they family probably still looking for them. I'm gonna do some research and I'm going to work on a true crime story about the Atlanta child murder.
'Cause
I get
I watched it on Netflix, and I never thought. To me, I didn't feel like he was the only one. It felt
no
like it was some empty puzzles not being met, and they was trying to solve that really quick. You know.
right. Yeah, I felt like a lot of people was coming forth and they was too, especially like the Marriottas, when they was they I think the people he was killing was probably like um high teen prostitutes. I could say that. So like, and I think he was sticking with the males. He wanted the males because he was gay. Both his parents was educators and they stayed in like they actually stayed. I'm gonna tell you, when I was in seventh grade, after all this was said and done,
Mhm.
they stayed around the corner from me.
Okay,
His parents.
his parents did.
Yeah, they stayed right around the corner. But when it was actually the murders was happening, I was way young. I would have been probably one of their targeted people, but
Mhm.
we didn't live in that community or that area where that was happening at. And my family would not allow us to leave the yard. Honey, we had friends across the street. We would be on the curbside playing patty cake. They'll be on their curb and we'll be on our curb, and we'll be playing patty cake across the street. So no, we couldn't. They couldn't touch us, honey. And then for the most part, we'll all be in the yard. We couldn't leave the yard. We would play all the games that kids play, in the yard, like 1, 2, 3, red light, hide and go seek, mother may I. We played all those, and we would be in the front yard, and at least one adult would probably be sitting out on the porch watching us play. But we couldn't leave that yard at all. But the times that I was speaking about, Andrea, it was like I was maybe 16
Okay,
and I
okay,
had freedom. I
okay.
had freedom. And honestly, I think that I was a really smart teenager too because I had actual goals. It was things that I knew that I didn't want to be a part of. I didn't want to be a part of teen pregnancy and I didn't want to be a part of drugs.
Okay.
So no. Now
Okay.
did I drink? Hell yeah, I drank.
Did you smoke?
Not until I turned like 22.
You didn't smoke till you turned 22?
Yeah, I turned 22. I started smoking weed. And then, honey, I probably smoking an ounce a day.
What?
Yeah. My man was the weed man, baby. And when I tell you, I used to get that damn box and roll all the blunts I wanted
Wait,
to.
wait, wait, you know how to roll? He taught you how to roll?
He sure did. She said she didn't start smoking till she was 25. And then I'm gonna tell y'all what
I
stopped me
was
from
30.
smoking.
Me too. I was 30.
What stopped me from smoking was I had a job interview.
Uh-huh.
I was gonna be making $27 an hour, and this was like 90.
Uh-huh.
I want to say this was like 93, 94. And I would have been making $25 an hour,
Mhm,
27, something like that,
mhm,
an hour. I went for the orientation, and the orientation was like 3 days,
mhm.
and the orientation check was like $1,000. So I just knew, and that's 3 days now. I just knew that I had the job. And when I got the call that told me that I failed the drug test, from that day forth, I said, I'm not smoking no more.
Ooh, girl. Because these kids nowadays know how to pass a drug test, okay?
And then back then they had concoctions that you could do. They were like, you could take biotin, you could do this, you could do that. Did none of that stuff work. And like I said, I was smoking about an ounce a day.
Damn.
She said I had an interview for Delta as a flight attendant. I didn't go because the value jet crashed in the Everglades, not just the kids. But by then, by Delta, when I got my job working for Delta, I actually was not smoking.
Mhm.
But honey, when I tell you, when you work for the airport
Yeah.
and we have this, she said she lost a couple of nursing jobs like that. But when you work for the airport, we have this strip in Atlanta called Old National Highway, and
Okay.
it's like all these clubs on Old National Highway.
Mhm.
And basically, it's right near the airport. So on Wednesday nights, they might have airport employee night. You can get in. Only thing you got to do is have your badge, and you can get in the club. And honey, when I tell you, we used to be weighing them clubs out. We have like two Mexican restaurants over there. They have like, yeah, that's it, nice. And I said, what I say, biotin. Yeah. And that's what I did. I tried to take nice and child. They didn't help me. But they have like the Mexican clubs where, and when I tell you they make the strongest margaritas. It's so many nights I don't know how the world I got home, but we would be there from probably like 6 o'clock until they close around 3 and having a good time. That's what I did to leave marijuana's alone.
So you just start. You just.
I didn't a bus driver job like that.
Oh,
Shit,
okay.
that nice and on work, child. That nice and on work.
Oh,
But
wow.
yeah, honey, I have lived, and that's one thing that me and my friend was talking about today about how we live. Like I
Uh-huh.
said, it's been so many times where I got in my car and
Uh-huh.
hit 75 South and
Mhm.
end up in Miami and be
Mm.
in Miami doing Silver and having a good time. And then if I know it's finna be bite week in Daytona, I'm gonna do that. Myrtle Beach, I'm gonna do that. It's been
You
times,
go to Miami by yourself?
yeah, it's been times I don't did it by myself because my grandfather lived in Florida.
Mm.
Yes, I was a part of Freaknik. I had all the ass cheeks hanging out, and I was popping that thing. So I've lived. Now, have I finished? No, I have not finished.
Mhm.
My old coworker today, he was like, do you still have your passport? And I was like, it expired. And he's like, girl, you gotta get your passport. I want to go to Europe. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. But I
Mhm.
want to I want to get my health in check. I don't want to be in Europe having no fucking seizures.
Right. I
So
understand.
that's my goal. Like we both retire with full benefits. Get on them Delta flights, go where we want to go, and
Uh-huh.
there's a couple of places that I would like to be.
Mm. I understand, girl. Get your health in order. Shoot, I feel you. Because I've been playing this stuff for being my kids. I'm turning 50 next year too. So I got my 50th birthday coming up.
So you 74?
I'm 75. I'm 75.
Oh wait, so you ain't gonna be 50 next year?
I'm being 50 this year, but 2025 I'll be 50.
Yeah, 2025 you'll be 50. I'll be 50 next year, 74.
When your birthday? When's your birthday?
April 14.
Oh, April 14th. Okay, yeah. See, mine is January 28th. So I'm turning 49 next month. Next month, I'm turning 49.
Oh yeah, okay. So right now, so you already on your 2024.
Yeah, yes.
Yo, so Miss B 2000, I mean 1974 too. You better work it, girl.
Yeah, so 50 it's a new 20 because I'm exercising, getting my body in shape for my 50th. So I'm trying to look cute.
And that's what I've been slacking. I've
Uh-huh.
been
Hmm.
because I can't really do a lot with my arms, and
Right.
I've been slacking. But I said that at least you can try and do you a few sit-ups here and there, because I can see
Right.
the little good coming back,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
huh?
Start turning it off. Feel like I have smoke come turning on the bed that it won't open the bed.
Okay.
My bill is like 170.
Oh, okay. Look, she's talking about this some good driving conversation. I'm heading home, girl. You better be
you
safe
know,
out there.
I thought about. I said, "Oh, let me jump on." I haven't been on YouTube. I've been like, just working a lot, so I haven't been on YouTube.
I haven't been on. I've been catching lives here or there. Like I said, I'm working on my 2024 planners and things like that. And basically, I haven't been interested except for Mr. Carruthers with his say, you
I've been
know.
trying to catch up with that because I'm confused about. Okay, so he was sending money to Latasha. He stopped sending money to her. So when he stopped sending money, she wanted to air him out. I'm as confused with all this going on.
Exactly. Like I don't even think that's the reason they are nobody out. If you feel like you could have had a chance to get your money back, Latasha. Like, golly, how you gonna let your money go like that?
I mean, and Miss Cruiser showed that he was sending her 200, but she was getting 800 in their money.
In their currency, yeah, in their currency. If you do the
So I'm like, girl, you was making bank over that $200. I see why she
I
wanted
would
to
have I would have kept being his friend. She said she saw him on Lady Nika, so she was gonna tell her story. But I
tell.
mean, all of this is virtual.
Right,
One thing, let me tell y'all. So she was here on the lead. Let me tell y'all something. This virtual,
right.
you ain't now. I ain't gonna say I do it,
Mhm.
but this is virtual. If Mr. Carruthers wanted to send her some money, so
Yes.
she pull out one of them big old titties, cause look, everybody kept is describing how she looked, and they
Mhm.
were like, I said, and when we was on something, we was on Zoom, and I was like, I heard that shirt was holding on. So you got a virtual guy.
Mhm.
She said, "Don't, girl. Let me tell y'all. I'm gonna come back to that. I'm gonna come back to that G butterfly.
Okay, but I mean, was he being a little dirty old man? I was just asking some questions.
That's what they said. They was doing the virtual mattress mumbo. Now I would have probably would. He probably would have started giving me money because I'm not gonna be showing you my goods, and so you can
Right,
screenshot, video
right,
record, and
right,
all. I'm not finna be doing that.
right.
Now, I would have been probably telling you if you get me. No, I can't even see me. Like somebody was saying, he old, but he too old for me. I
Yes,
can't see me
yes,
being
yes,
with. I
yes.
told y'all the other day. I have a thing. I don't want to date no one who's 45 and below. Although I am 49, I don't want to date anybody 45 and below because I be looking at some of the childish things that my cousins and my brothers, I feel like they need to mature a little bit
Okay, so what's
more.
what's the age? Okay, what's your age limit? Tell me what's your age limit.
I think that my age limit is 47, and I
40.
think the most that I can do is 56.
So 47 to 56.
Right. We got to have commonality.
Okay.
Like, if I could talk to you about some things that we did in the 90s or some things that we grew up on as children, then
Oh,
we could talk. Like some things I can't even talk to my brother about because he'd be like, huh? And
okay.
then my brother, he like everybody was waiting on this Pink Friday too. Now y'all know I don't care for no Nicki Minaj,
Yeah,
but
me either.
um, I don't want nobody who want to tell me about the only young rapper that I really care about is Young Moneybag Yo. I can listen to Moneybag Yo, but all these new rappers and stuff, no. And then I'm so set in like 70s music. Like, oh baby, you put on Harold Melvin and new Blue Notes, you give me some Atlantic Star, baby. I'm finna sing y'all under the table. We gonna but they be like, my family be like, look, we gonna get us a karaoke machine because Dad wanna sing. And she do.
Um,
Dad gonna sing.
I, I,
We
I, I like him. I like him young. Okay, I do. I'm sorry. I like him young.
My brother is a Scorpio too, and see, I can't even say we don't get along. We get along, but we don't see eye to eye. I'm a fire sign, and we just see things differently. Both of us mean as hell.
I like him like I like him 38,
Mm-mm.
38. But I'm in my 40s. So I'll date him 38 up to like maybe about 46. I'm not doing no 50 and no 60 right now.
Me either, Miss B. And see, I think that one time, this guy, I think he was probably like maybe 9 years younger than me, and I, he didn't never want to go on no dates,
Mm.
and he used to always want to come spend the night at my house,
I had one in my phone.
and I'm like, look, um, I can't do this because you the reason why I ain't never want children. I don't want no damn kids. That's what I got Sophie for.
Mm-mm.
I ain't got to
Mm-mm.
worry about Sophie. Sophie don't run no bills up.
Mm-mm.
She just eat a lot.
You is a trip.
I don't want no kids. I can't do it.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. She said, I will. I have less issues with older men, and I wanna, and I ain't wanna. Oh yeah, I don't want to do that all the time either. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. And then like I think when I was dating this guy, he probably was like maybe I think I was like 38, something like that. And I think
Mm-hmm.
he was probably like 49. And one day we pulled up in the gas station. My dad was like, "What the hell you doing with that old ass nigga?" And I was like so ashamed. I was so ashamed. I was like, "Oh my God, he too old for me." But it is what it is. I found my sweet spot and I'm gonna stick with it.
Mm. I understand. I don't. I don't want them too young. Okay, because I'm like, they don't want to deal with that bullshit. But if they in their 40s, I'll date them.
I no, I think it like I said, it have a lot to do with and then I don't want to find dating on none of my brother friends. You know, I don't like, people and then they be like, oh
How
yeah,
old is your brother? Number one, how old is your brother?
he 40 he just turned 45, no 49, 44. So basically if somebody say, oh, you know what, I know your brother, we went to school together, I'd be turned out.
Okay, I get it. I understand.
I'd be turned off. So nah, I can't do that.
Yeah, I understand.
But and then I don't want to date nobody who's 60, 63.
Mm.
And I
How old,
always want
how
they
old is Mr. Williams? Because he's too old.
he's
Shoot.
73. I
Oh,
don't see that would have never worked for us. Me and Natasha would have been on. And I think if I'm not mistaken, they say she's 49.
huh?
But see, the thing is, she's not. And then this something else, y'all. They say she in a whole nother country, right? And I
Yes.
know Cruiser did the currency exchange.
Mhm.
She said my little brother is 42, so I get over. So I get it. Yes, you get it. I don't want nobody talking about they went to school with my brother. Child, no. Okay, but all this time I've been thinking, what if Natasha stayed right around the corner from Mr. Williams? He going to Walmart and doing MoneyGram and sending the money up the street, and she telling him she is in a different country,
But we
and
don't know for sure that she's in a different country.
right, she telling him she in a different country, so
Mm,
she got to be Barbara.
right. And is that the whole illusion that she don't have to be, she can get his money and don't have to be bothered with him in a certain sense?
Girl, yes.
I'm just saying, you telling him you're in a different country, you don't have to be bothered with his the everyday life with him. You don't have to be bothered to have sex with him. You don't have to be bothered to hear his mouth. None of that. Because isn't word on the street he like to put his hands on people? I'm just asking some questions.
Hell, he beat up no trans.
Okay. And I just think
Look, we talking about something. Ooh, her name Natasha, but she said she would be the MVP of a catfish, and she said, "I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that." Child, look, let me tell you something.
my daddy is 77, and Mr. Williams is sure is doing a lot.
And then Mr. Williams would have been. Let me see. If I'm 49, my daddy 20 years older than me.
Mm-hmm.
That would make my daddy be 60. Now he older than my daddy.
Yes, my daddy is 77. That's what I'm saying.
My daddy would have cussed Mr. William out. Tell that nigga I live in another country and see if I could collect. I know that's right. And then I seen bits and pieces because y'all, I told y'all I ain't been too interested in B-Self. But I've been seeing, like, I saw little bits and pieces of Pizarro live earlier, and she was like, them Nigerians. And I used to date a guy from Ghana, and he was a pilot for Delta when I met him. And when I tell you he the most scamminest.
He said he most scamminest.
Yeah, he was trying to get me to let him use my benefits, my flight benefits for people he know. And he was telling me he still was a pilot for Delta. And I could go in the system and see all the employees or whatever, and I ain't never see his name. And then all of a sudden he want to say he worked for United. I'm like, you a lying sack of shh.
Okay, what you think about this situation with Puff Daddy and all that?
I think that they're gonna find a way that they can actually go past civil suits and go ahead and get in because these things that he's been in these court documents, they're a little too graphic, and I feel like some kind of way they're gonna eventually put him up on.
They gearing up for a RICO trial. They gearing up for a RICO. That's how they got R. Kelly. It's gonna be a RICO. It's gonna be a RICO because the trafficking of a minor from a state to state is RICO.
Yep.
That's how they're gonna take him down. It's a RICO. It's a RICO. It's a RICO.
I feel like they're gonna eventually get these charges up so they can put his butt in jail.
Right.
And then you have to think about it. All the people surrounding him, they died from like medical causes.
Don't you think it's suspicious? Okay, Andre Burrell, Kim Porter, and Heavy D.
Then look at Al B. Shore. They almost got him last year.
Yes, Al. Yes.
And I've been following Al since last year. Would you consider online dating? I have once before. And when I tell you, it was called, the website was called Plenty of Fish. And when I tell you, they was catfishing, and it was easy to get out of that because basically, I feel like if you want to date me, yeah. They say he had a blood clot from a long flight. And see, I wouldn't even necessarily say Heavy D. I'm going to go with the Kim Porter. Whenever they start talking about they finna do a tell-all book, they end up dead.
They said Andre Burrell was going to do a tell-all book too.
Mm-hmm.
So and they said Kim people got the rest of that book and haven't finished it. I just don't think a girl homegirl died from I think she was killed.
I do too.
And I don't care. Zoom and Kamora Lee Simmons is out here on the run because she think somebody trying to kill her because she know too much.
Hmm. And you seen what happened with them last year with Kimora and Russell. They was having that little fight with the kids.
Mm-hmm. And
Andre had
her house
it.
just got caught on fire in California. Her house just got caught on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. I think this is how they're gonna take Puffy down with a RICO charge because not only Cassie's friends has coming out saying they seen stuff and Cassie got him right where he hurt at his pockets.
And then you saw that video when he was at his house on Star Island and somebody was in the water late night video recording him.
You think you're more powerful than the feds and you trafficking these teenagers.
And then she trafficked herself across from country to country because she came from Canada. You
Who?
saw that video, Miss B? I did too. It looked like he was in distress, girl. But
Who trafficking
the
herself?
girl who was in Detroit, she actually came to Canada. She came from Canada to Detroit to party. She said that the man smoked crack cocaine in front of her, and she started feeling like she got drugged, and he took her to New York. It was the paparazzi with the yes, girl. Looked like he was in distress, child. He was in distress. But
Okay, so my thing is, how did she get from Canada to Detroit? If where your parents at 17?
stop asking where your parents at, because your parents used to take you and drop you off everywhere. I found ways to get around stuff.
Sure, I didn't. My mom was like, I don't want nothing to happen to my children, so I'm gonna take me around.
I found ways to get around things. When we introduced the Sharon Showcase to my mama and we told her it was a teen club, she went up there to make sure it was a teen club. But what my mama, and as long as I was doing what I supposed to did as far as schoolwork was concerned, that was a contributing factor to the freedom that I got. As
Okay.
long as I was bringing home them good grades,
Mhm.
that was the contributing factor.
I was
But
still bringing home good grades. My mom was like, nope. She know how these little boys are fast. She was like, nope. Mm-mm.
she said, right, I could stay the night with a friend and be somewhere else. Right. Because look, we
Mm-mm.
had a teen club. They would be operating on Fridays and Saturdays, right? But there was also adult clubs that we had fake. Because see, back in the day in Georgia, you had
A
they
real
had
a real ID, a fake ID.
paper driver license. So basically, when you get waiting on your real the hard copy,
Mhm.
you can go in anywhere with your paper copy. And basically, she said my mom was strict, but she tried to give me a little rope to hang yourself. That's right. So basically, I knew how to work around it. So when people say, "What were their parents? What were their parents?" Their parents could have been thinking that they were doing everything right by them kids, and kids can sneak around and do a whole lot.
Okay, so but a 17 gets to Canada, a 17 gets on a plane, and your mama and daddy
You
have
ain't-
no idea where you at?
you don't necessarily got to get on a plane to go from Detroit to Canada.
Oh,
You know how many times I don't cross that border?
no, I don't.
No, when you in Canada, you can go across a bridge. A good friend of mine met his wife on Plenty of Fish. The people that I met on Plenty of Fish was Catfish, Miss G Butterfly. I met this one guy. He was a yeah. It's not that far at all. He was a mechanic, and he had we met on Plenty of Fish. I remember I wasn't working from home. I was working at the call center. I was working for Delta,
Mhm.
and it was a holiday. I don't know if it was 4th of July or Labor Day. It was one of them. Boy, you get the barbecue, and he was like, "Do you want me to bring you a plate?" And I told him, um, "Yeah, you can bring me a plate." And so basically, he came up to the job, brought me a plate. I was like, "Oh, he a nice looking guy." So then after that, he just was a bomb. I was like, no, thank you. Miss B said the doctor and nurse practitioner I worked for met their husband online. When I worked all night, I stayed online. But and then I'm gonna tell y'all something too. I give people a shot. I do. And right now I do a little online dating or whatever. But you got to show interest. You have to show interest. And the last person that I met was an online date, and they showed me that they were crazy because basically they told me that a guy answered my phone and my phone was in my hand the whole time. So if I have to prove to you that a guy that answered my phone, then you're not for me. Hey, Queen B Tut, welcome to the chat, babes. So it's certain criterias that I look for when I'm dating. Exactly. If you're not, and I don't want to be interested in nobody no more than they interested in me. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I just can't. I just can't. If you show that you interested, I'll be the first to also admit that you could say one wrong thing and I'm gonna delete you from my Rolodex. You ain't got to try too hard. And you ain't really got to necessarily put the people all the way in your business. No. And then, I'm going to tell you something too. The B sector has taught me that you don't have to be so forthcoming to people and try and make them know everything about you off the rip. That's like with me, I used to always want to be honest and fair. I wanted to always tell right up front what's going on and what I like. If I tell you what I like, then you're gonna try and do everything that I like and hide that I'm the person that you got. So I don't share a lot. I don't. And then I have criteria too that we gotta match in some kind of way. We do. I know that I'm a Eastern Star, and that by me being an Eastern Star, a lot of people wouldn't appreciate if I'm always going to my once a month meetings or going out of town for conventions and things of that nature. So you got to understand that too. So if you're a part of the organization, then that's a plus for me because you know how it is when you got to go out of town or you have to have your once a month meeting and you doing like your not charity work. I'm not gonna say charity work, but you're doing the goodwill for the community. I'll say that. So I don't need nobody questioning why I always want to go and donate to certain things. Is that on? It is, and then it's a picture of me that's on there where I actually have on like my word the matron crown and my past matron, regalia. So basically, I got that on there. So if you see it and you recognize it, then you already know. I get a lot of people be like, "Hey sis, how you doing?" So they already know. And I'm gonna tell y'all this. I say I'm not forthcoming with a lot of information, but okay, thank you. I say I'm not forthcoming with a lot of information. However, I do advise people that I do have seizures and I have these health concerns. So that way, it is a networking tool. You're right. So that way, they already know off the rip that you gotta know that this girl might fall out on the floor on you. I'm just saying. So you automatically know.
I feel the same way. If I'm talking to somebody, I let them know that I suffer from migraines. And then some days, if I have a migraine, you might not hear from me because I'm in bed and the lights are all out in here. Okay. So
Right.
I do let somebody I'm talking to let them know that, and I have always did that.
Look at Queen. Look at Queen with them down eyes. But other than that, I try and keep a whole lot of stuff close to my vest, and don't nobody know that this right here goes on over here. They don't know that. And
Mm.
see, y'all, I just was told that I can eat dinner, so um, we try and eat dinner at a certain time so that I can get my medication in me. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end the live here.
Thanks for letting me come up. I appreciate you. Take care. That's lovely. Okay.
I appreciate you coming up and having a conversation with me. It makes the live go a lot smooth and seamlessly. And
Okay.
thank you for the content because I will definitely be working on the Atlanta child murderer, and I will be coming with that
Okay.
probably
Okay. I can't
next.
wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna come with that next week. I'm trying to debate whether or not I want to do it live and do photos and pictures and things of that nature, or do I want to do it as a I think I'm gonna do it live because I can go live for long as I want to, and then if I decide to do it as an upload, then I might have to do a part one, part two. Yes, I'm finna get that medication in me, Queen.
Okay. Well,
So
you take care and have a nice weekend. I can't wait to see it. Okay.
all right, y'all have a good one too, and I'll see y'all in these streets. Bye.